Anyway, as I mentioned before, man, I'm a big fan. I've seen lots of shows of you. You've helped me tons with questions that I had, which I really appreciate. And one thing that for me sticks out when I think of you is your energy. I mean, it's just a whole nother level. It's off the chain. I mean, every
Yeah.
single webinar I see, it's like, wow. And energy is something I'm still trying to find my
Your
balance
flow.
and
Yeah,
up
sure.
high.
Sure.
And it's something I'm struggling a little bit with. You wake up early, you take care of the kids, you work in your business, you got to spend time with your wife, friends coming over, etc., etc. So it's really busy, etc. So
It's a
it's
lot.
hard sometimes to try and have the same amounts of energy for every single moment of the day. And I'm just wondering, what's your system, or maybe even what's your secret to have such energy?
Yeah, energy comes from a few different sources. It comes from your health. How healthy are you? It comes from mental health. How healthy are you mentally? And I don't mean, just like, are you bipolar in general, right? So, like, here's the thing about bipolar and depression and these things, and these are things that I've struggled with in my life, is that this is not like a full-time thing. There's moments when you're fine and you're fine. What we get into the habit of doing is saying, like, I'm bipolar and therefore I always have a problem. It's not true. You have a problem on moments where you're experiencing conflict and where you're experiencing some of these roadblocks, right? And those are the moments you have to get through. I struggle with depression. I'm on like a pretty systematic, I have been, let me just kind of, I've been on a pretty, like, systematic, like 9 weeks good, 3 weeks depressed, 9 weeks good. And that was just kind of like my internal clock. And it'd been that way ever since since I had cancer. But with proper nutritional supplementation, we've been able to basically eliminate the depression from my cycle at all, and it hasn't been through I'm not talking about alcohol use, right, or smoking weed either. I'm not talking about like, oh, I numb the pain. I'm talking about like the pain's not even there. And we did a 23andMe thing, and we got on some better supplements. And let me tell you, proper nutritional supplementation and eating right. And I'm not Captain Health. Like, I eat potato chips same as anybody else, but Monday through Saturday, for the most part, my wife, whatever she puts in front of me is what I eat. And it's like eggs for breakfast to get the fat in the brain going. We have like a keto morning is kind of like what we do. And then a shake, healthy lunch, healthy dinner. I try not to snack too much at nights. So that keeps my energy up. That's number one. Is making sure that I'm a healthy person. Number two is mental health, right? And this is remembering who I am even in the dark times, right? So even when I'm dark, it's remembering that I am, my value is outside of my work results. My value and my identity lie outside of my my peer group and my acceptance among them, although we all I enjoy being accepted by my peer group, and I would be hurt if I wasn't, but that's not where my identity is. And as a man of faith, I believe that my identity is wrapped in the creator of the universe, and the same divinity that he is made from, I am made from, and I have that creativity and that energy to build buildings and to create art and to move people. And so when I get down, I start to think of those things, right? This is what mental health is to me. It's having the right exercises, right? When you start to get flabby, you go and you run. When you start to get flabby, you stop eating at night. When you go and get flabby and you want to not be flabby, you do things. Right? You don't ever go, oh, I'm flabby. I was born flabby. I need a pill. That's you solve it, right? What we do with mental health is we give up too easy, right? It's like, so, all right, I'm starting to feel down. I'm starting to feel like I'm a loser, right? What are the warning signs of that, right? Well, for me, low energy is a big one. Another one is like negative self-talk, right? Do I find myself negatively talking about myself to my wife or even to myself in my mind, right? That's a trigger for me. Okay, all right, I'm going into a depression, a depression thinking, right? So what can I do to get out of it? A big one for me is running. And that's not because of physical health. It's because of my personality style, right? So in the personality sort of spectrum, we've got the DISC profile test, right? And this is one of many tests, but I do find a lot of value in these tests, and the DISC profile has been the most effective for us. So there are 4 major personality types: D-I-S-C. I'm a high D. And so as I'm reading about high Ds, I'm learning what high Ds can do, or what a lot of high Ds do to feel relaxed. Running is one of those things. So I would never think, oh, I'm stressed out, I should go run. I would never put that together in my head. I'm more like, I need to chill out on the beach, right? Or I need to just not do anything today. That's where I would go to de-stress. I'm going to go sit in the sauna at the gym, right? Interestingly enough, Klaus, I've done those things, and like I'll rest an entire weekend and still on Monday feel like I'm not rested enough. I go running for 20 minutes and I feel like $1 million. It's incredible. It's an incredible thing. As a high D, if you're a high D, I would recommend, if you get stressed, go experiment with running. Maybe even working out. I think it's strenuous exercise. So that's another thing, is mental health is like knowing what my triggers are and then knowing what my cures are to those triggers, right? For me, junk food, if I eat a lot of junk food, snack at night, again, another trigger. All right, I'm starting to feel like my health isn't worth maintaining. Why? Because I feel like I'm a loser. Why? Because I had that bad thing happen this week, and I let that throw me into a cycle. So I tell my wife, hey, I think I'm feeling depressed. And she goes, 9 times out of 10, she'll be like, I felt like you were maybe approaching that, because she knows me so well. But I vocalize it. I say, I'm starting to feel down. That's what we say. I say, I'm starting to feel down, and I just wanted to express it outwardly so that you could pay attention to it as well. And then we start doing things, right? We don't just sit around. We don't just take pills to numb the pain. We start doing things to counteract it. So having that, physical health, having that mental health, and then business health, right? Like calendar health. I have the energy because I wasn't wasting my energy an hour before, right? Doing something I didn't need to waste my energy on. I believe in energy conservation. I believe in energy management. There are certain things that I do that don't require as much energy from me, and so I don't give them much energy. House cleaning, Klaus, I don't give that much energy, right? I tend to be like pick up as I go, and then we have a house cleaning service that comes in, once a month. Why? And it used to be twice a month, but my kids need to learn a little bit more. They were getting spoiled. They're still pretty spoiled, but the whole idea was this. I don't want to spend my energy cleaning bathrooms and cleaning and vacuuming crumbs, right? That's not where I want to spend my energy. Some of you might find a lot of joy in cleaning. And I say go with that. My wife does. My wife finds, I tell her, like, you don't have to do that, honey. And she goes, you know what? I like it. It helps. I'm thinking while I'm doing it. You know what I mean? So if you're into that, be into that. For me, it's not worth my energy. And so we've replaced it, right? I spend, $125 a month doing that so that I have the energy here today to do the thing that I love to do. So I think that those 3 things are essential to having tons of energy.
Wow, that's great. Thanks for sharing. Now, sorry if you saw me looking away. It's because I've been writing things that you were saying.
I'm used to it. People often look away when I talk.
Oh, that's not true. But anyway, I one thing I'm doing is, of course, is I want to share the knowledge, and I want to make sure that all the fathers out there learn as much as possible. But to be a little selfish as well, I'm trying to learn as much myself as well.
You should be.
You
should be. I was doing exactly what you're doing when I first started. Exactly what you're doing, and just keep doing it, man. I did like 30 interviews like this my first year in the digital marketing world, and I did like a summit, and I interviewed so many people, and I got good at it. I got good at the tech. I did it again the next year with 30 more people, you know, and you just get good. You get good this way. So just keep doing it, man. I like what you're doing. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm going to put in, because I didn't